Oh, forgot the intro. That's better. Alright, what's going on, Block Team? Hope you guys are all having a wonderful start to your week. You guys know the drill. We're gonna go ahead and give me a second here. Let me get a link for the chats. Make sure everyone knows we're live here. Really test this, make sure it sounds good. Really test this, make sure. Yeah, it sounds fine. Alright, let me know if there's any audio issues or anything like that. But otherwise, yeah, you guys know the drill. We'll get started with Bitcoin here in maybe like 4 or 5 minutes. And then we'll go through our rounds on all the shit coins. And I'm going to try and have this stream not go over like an hour or so. Like, it's 3:10 right now, so maybe like 4:30. We'll try to wrap it up by then. Just got some things I need to do today, so I figure hour 20 minutes should be plenty of time to recap the last week and talk about what's going on with each other, all that good stuff. Okay. Pull up the chat here. What's good, Don? Thanks for tuning in, homie. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting this at the start of the videos, but shout out to the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Could not do this without you. I really should start saying a prayer or something, but we'll leave it at that for now. I greatly appreciate being able to be here for these wonderful people. So thank you so much for that. We'll give out another thanks to you at the end as we wrap things up, but anyways, show us some magic. I'm no magician, folks. Not yet. Aspiring magician, perhaps. Hello, hello. And my computer is messing up. It keeps freezing. All right, you might get some echo for a moment. I want to make sure it's not lagging your mic. It's not lagging your mic. Not lag. No, I don't think so. I don't know what happened. This PC is like pretty top of the line. It's honestly Chrome, dude. Like I've got like 30, 40 Chrome tabs up, and it just melts my PC. Yeah, amen, brother. All right, we'll give it like 2 more minutes, and then we'll get started here. Maybe we should look at some more longer term stuff today too. We could look at the pi cycle levels. Current high still lines up about where I'm thinking we go some point this year. I still honestly believe that we're going to be going to the mid 40Ks this year. I mean, it's only May. You know, whether we sideways, go up, whatever, I think we inevitably end up here. Or if we just roll over down here, I still think inevitably it'll make a higher low somewhere in here, and we'll end up around that point. What's the other one? What is this again? The golden ratio. That's what this one is. This one's pretty crazy. And I think that this is what the creator of this pi cycle uses to calculate his like entry exit, because it's really clever. Let me see if I can get which signals is it? It's not this one, this one, this one. Maybe it's, yeah, it's that one. We don't need the fill. We don't need that. We don't need any of these, honestly. But check this out. This golden ratio is crazy. Every Bitcoin top has been in when this orange EMA, I think this is a 111. Yeah, the 111 DMA crosses the fib2 of the 111 DMA. I don't remember exactly how he does it, if it's multiplied by the golden ratio or something. I can't remember, but Philip Swift has a good calculation on it, worth checking out. But anyways, check this out. Whenever this orange DMA crosses above the green, the top is basically in. Right here is when it happens. And the previous time this happened was right here. Same thing, right at the top in 2017. And it goes back even further. 2013, cross, right here. Pico top. It goes back further. Cross, right here. Pico top, dude. I wonder if we can get even further. I've never checked if it goes back even one more. It doesn't quite go back, but I feel like if we were to extrapolate a bit, I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I guess it's hard to say. I feel like it would have been pretty close if Bitcoin launched like a year earlier. Actually, this is 2010. I guess there's got to be a chart out there that has the data back to the real launch. I mean, this is close. This is 5 cents, but I'm pretty sure it was a penny. Either way, super cool stuff. It's called Bitcoin 350 DMA by Hikmet Sezen, golden ratio multiplier. And it's got a ton of stuff on it. Like, all these could be pretty interesting. Especially the other one that's really cool. And again, if you do use this, I would look up Philip Swift golden ratio. And he's kind of like a sort of competitor of ours, so I mean, maybe you shouldn't mention him. But honestly, his article on this golden ratio indicator is really good. And I think he goes into how it's calculated. But the lower end fibs of this are crazy for sniping the low end of these bear markets. And it's done it at least 3 cycles now for, once again, right into the lows. I mean, it's crazy. It's some really crazy stuff. Is it Hikmet Sezen? Is that Hikmet Sezen? Oh my gosh, I can't type. Met Sezen 350 DMA. Really cool stuff. I mean, again, not something to place all your chips in one basket indicator, but really cool. And I promise, man, next time this 111 DMA crosses the green, and look how high the green is now, guys. The green is still up here at 44K, so I think we got plenty of time. And price is not just going to go straight into it, right? It's going to take time to get into it. Thus this will probably do something like this. And then by the time the orange actually catches up to it, however that wants to go, I don't know what it's going to be like. You know, we might be all the way up here in like the hundreds of Ks, you know? So definitely something to keep our eye on. We're not going to check it every week. We might not check it every month. But as things start to get super exuberant, you know, mid-late 2024, it's absolutely something that we have to pay attention to. I mean, not have to, but something I will be paying attention to. Because, honestly, it's one of the best hit rates for calling the top in crypto that I have ever seen. I mean, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, it's all but perfect. Ooh, this has a little bit, it's the same history. Well, I think we can extrapolate and basically say this would have been like right here, right around the top. So essentially every peak has been predicted by this simple 111 DMA crossing above the fib2 of that DMA. So anyways, I've just been spieling while we wait for people to come in, but we can go ahead and get into some real analysis. But that's one of the coolest indicators I've seen. That's what I'm saying though, Hassan. I'm pretty sure the pi cycle indicator uses the same method of DMA as that, because it calls them, I've checked it too, these pi cycle highs are right when that 111 DMA crosses that fib2 DMA. So I would not be surprised if, I don't know if the same person created it, but like, they definitely go hand in hand. I mean, you could make up stuff to fit it, but like, it was, you know, I knew about this in 2020, right? And it happened again. This indicator did not come out like recently. And I remember seeing it happen, and I remember the pi cycle high happening too. And I was just so like, nah, like, I don't believe it. Like, things are looking too good. And then, you know, a month went by after, and I was like, ha, see, I knew it, you know? Like, the pi cycle high was in back here, right? But then this started happening, you know, spell went 100x, all that stuff. I was like, I knew this was bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And then we got the, oh no, I guess we got, yeah, see, look at this, come on, pi cycle high right here, the same exact point that it crosses. I think they go hand in hand. But no, these are not like something that was fitted to crypto in the last year. I mean, this stuff existed for a while. And I faded it so hard this last cycle. yeah, Don, you remember? I was talking about this in like the 2019 times, man. I was like, I'm definitely not gonna fade it when it happens. I'm not gonna. And I did. I totally did. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm not fading that shit ever again. But then at the same time, you know, pi cycle low, loading up 20Ks, and then you just get absolutely wrecked on the FTX dump. Like, it doesn't account for Black Swan-esque events. And with the state of the world right now, I mean, that stuff is not that out there. So, don't be loading up on leverage, people. What's good, Dylan? What's up, Manuel? YouTube guy 151, my man. Plaza's in here. All right, we got the crew. So let's go ahead and get into it. And typical disclaimer, I know Bitcoin boring, blah blah blah, nothing's happening, but something is happening actually. Oh yeah, didn't we get like didn't we get stimulus or something today? Didn't Biden say that they're gonna turn the printers back on? I'm counting on you guys to keep me up with this kind of traditional news, because I don't pay attention to that stuff that often. I mean, it's kind of part of my job too, and it pops up, but I didn't read an article on it. I didn't watch a video. Like, I just, you know, heard from someone. Something like that happened. Yeah, federal debt ceiling, exactly. But I don't know. It didn't surprise me in the slightest. Not even the slightest. Because back when that bank crisis shit first started, and they basically, you know, bailed them out and said, essentially, banks don't need to hold big reserve, or at least big banks don't need to hold reserve cash. And they said, oh yeah, we're gonna do quantitative easing, but it's not really quantitative easing, it's different. But we're gonna stop it next March. You know, the moment they said that, I was like, there's no way they're stopping it next March. There's just no way. This is going to be endless. Before next March, they're going to announce that they're going to continue it, because they're just not going to let the banks go down. At least that's what I think. I mean, maybe the government lets everything collapse, but they want to keep their power. So I imagine they'll just keep raising the debt ceiling. They'll just keep printing more money, so on and so forth. And eventually, someday, we'll probably see some form of like hyperinflation. But again, I'm no expert on this stuff. I'm just telling you, that's probably why Bitcoin's pumping today, you know? And the reason we look at Bitcoin is, you know, go back and look when everything started getting hype, right? It's pretty clear in here, and especially in here and in here for altcoins. Altcoins don't really like this that much. I mean, they do, but as far as I can tell, when you get the big ripper moves on Bitcoin, alts don't tend to get the big ripper moves, right? They tend to come when Bitcoin's chilling. Because think about it, guys. Let's be real. The big money in the markets, they really only want Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? And so when Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing this, you can't get any more of it, right? When it's doing this, you can compound, you can get more and more over and over. But when it's doing this, the only way you're getting more, and really the best way to get more, if they want to turn their 10,000 Bitcoin to 20,000, is to ride altcoin waves. And they're not going to do it when Bitcoin looks like this. They're going to do it when Bitcoin looks like this. So that by the time this comes again, they've multiplied their Bitcoin and their Ethereum stacks so they can ride the next big wave, take a bunch of profits, and then when it does this again, they can triple it in altcoins, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. At least historically, that's how it's been. And in my opinion, that's what makes the most sense, you know, and especially for bigger players, not that I'm, you know, talking with the big VCs or these big hedge funds or anything. I'm not, but this is what makes the most sense to me, right? You know, why would they want to be risking chasing altcoins in here when Bitcoin is extremely liquid and giving great returns, and most likely alt BTC pairs during this look like this? Why would they want to do that? They're just most likely not gonna. So I know we want a BTC breakout, but most likely if that happens, it's not gonna look great for alts. You know, I don't think your alts are gonna crash against the dollar or anything, but I think Bitcoin has a good chance to outpace it if we start to push. So if you're about that, you know, I like to outperform BTC over the long term, you know, year to year. I don't mind if I miss a move on BTC. I don't mind being outperformed by BTC for a period of time. It doesn't really stress me out. So I'm not going to be loading up leverage longs or anything if we start to break this angular channel or whatever, you know. I don't really care about that stuff. But do expect altcoins for the most part to underperform if we start pushing on BTC. So I know a lot of us want to break out, but the best thing that could happen for most of us shitcoiners, is more of this. More of this mind-numbing sideways, because people get bored. Like, most people are not, I mean, people are down bad for sure, but I think most people are just extremely bored of this. People that aren't doing what we're doing, you know, on-chain traders. Like, you know, there's people out there, right, that are only trading BTC, Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink, you know. Like, there's people out there that are just trading these high-cap majors. And it's just yawn. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just can't imagine. I mean, I used to go through high caps on stream, but why? Let's go look at Link. Whoa, this is the last year. This is a whole year of this. Like, you know how boring Bitcoin's been the last 2 months? Chainlink's been doing it a year. Let's look at Chainlink BTC. Just destroyed. No sign of reversal or hope at all. Oh, but we're gonna double bottom. Well, they said that here too. You know, just terrible. And everyone's hyping up Solana too. I mean, like, I guess if we can get a nice breakout here, maybe, but it just looks toast. And I don't feel like typically we see the bottom in and then a rip to new highs. Like, what does it typically do? The bottom's in, and it pulls a chain link, right? It goes sideways for a long time. You know? Dude, yeah, it's actually been a whole year. Can you believe that? Chainlink hit $50 from 50 cents in the bull market. Dude, that's actually wild. I hadn't even thought about that. How long did that take? 750 days for 120x. What is OXO up from the lows? 105 days for 320x. Oh, sex traders are down bad. I'm telling you, they are down astronomically. Now, obviously, you could hit way better volume numbers on this, but regardless, yikes. No, man. It's linked Marines, right? You want warriors? Those are the Woo warriors, right? Let's check in on the Woo warriors and see how they're doing. A year of sideways. What about the Ave warriors? A year of sideways. Like, yo, low key though, I hadn't seen it, but this is actually starting to look kind of spicy. Ave, assuming it's not just gonna distribute and then roll over again, this actually looks kind of spicy. And Ave's a good, yeah, Ave's good tech. Like, Ave's actually good tech, unironically. Definitely worth keeping your eye on some of this, like, the older DeFi stuff. You know, that topped hard in 2021. We had this massive, like, second kind of explosion. This is when, like, Spell and stuff was blowing up. But everything, old DeFi kind of made lower highs. Keep an eye on some of this stuff, because some of it's still decent. Like, well, I was going to say Curve. I don't really know if Curve is anything special, but kind of the same idea, right? Like, they topped at the start of January in 2021. We got the little echo bubble, and well, actually, no, Curve did pretty well. Oh, that's right, because we had the whole Curve Wars. Curve Wars was going on. That's why Curve made a new high there. Gosh, dude, I got absolutely memed on by Curve Wars. And Butterfly and shit. Just disgusting. But anyways, I'm actually getting so far ahead of myself. I'm just rambling. There's so much going on in my mind. The whole point of that is that we honestly want to see Bitcoin continue to range. If it nukes, all of our bags are going with it. If it rips, I think our bags kind of just stagnate. Like, I think big money is going to continue to chase Bitcoin and Ethereum, and all of our shitcoins are going to chill out. But the good news is, once the money is made on Bitcoin, all the smart money that's made bank, they're going to be happy to roll their profits right into our favorite shitcoins. Like, hopefully, OXO, Ox Encrypt, OXT, Unibot, Snail, and a bunch of others we're going to talk about. All right. Anyways, let me read these comments and then we're going to get started. I said I'm going to make this fast. I'm going slower than I think I've ever gone in a live stream. That's true, Naz. You are sort of a VC. Yes. Downwards channel megaphone. Disgusting. Oh, yeah, the deviation, people, dude. There's a deviation. It's over under. Like, let's short Matic for 4%. I don't know. I'm just hating because I'm terrible at catching trades like that. If I could catch trades like that all day, I definitely would, but it's just not my thing. Micro caps are changing me, man. That seems so pathetic. I know, dude. Like, like Chainlink took years to do 100x. What a joke. Pepe went on a 10,000x in 2 weeks. But then you go look at like stock market shit. And I mean, look how long it took Amazon to do what it did. I mean, 2000, it went on a, what is that, it pulled an OXO in 20 years. Obviously on trillions of dollars of volume, so it's very different, but just thinking about that is like wild, you know? I will be almost 50 in the period of time it took OXO to do 3 months of price action. Oh, Lord. Link Marine's a real thing, dude. That's really what they call themselves. Proudly. Based on previous cycle, you wait for BTC to break all-time high. Then rotate all so you win huge. That's true, but I don't know. I don't think we should consider this to be like every cycle. Like, at some point, the cycles are going to change. And, you know, what if it takes a lot longer to break the highs than it did in previous cycles? Right? Like, what if we don't break this until middle or end of 2024? You know, you're going to wait to ape altcoins for 500 more days? Like, I don't know about that. I mean, think about what's happened in 3 months. I think we compound any kind of good alt movement we can way before that happens. And then my goal is to leave moonbags, little moonbags of anything that I think is half decent. And, you know, I kind of fought like for the last few years really on what I was going to do with this cycle, because, you know, back in my first cycle, I wanted to have a bunch of bags. You know, if I put 2% in 50 bags, well, only 2 of them have to 100x and I make, you know. And then I came to the conclusion that that's kind of shitty, because then if, you know, one of them does 100x and you only had 2% in it, what if you had 10% in it, right? And it 100x, then you'll make way more money. So I went super hard on some stuff. And then when it came crashing down, it hurt a lot more. So now I've kind of rotated back to like a middle ground where I have a bunch of stuff that's like 0.5% of my account, where if it goes up 50x in the next year, you know, that's a 25% increase on the account, which is huge. And I might have like 24 bags like that. But then I also have like 4 or 5 bags that are a much bigger portion of my account that I'm more confident in, you know, because it doesn't make sense to me to put an equal amount of money into everything when, in my mind, these trades are not all equal by any means. Like, why would I put the same amount of money in, I don't know, I don't have anything up here great to compare, but like Snail, that's like just a meme coin, versus something like, I don't know, Unibot that has real utility, real use case, revenue share, blah, 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 stuff like that. Like, there's just no way to put the same amount in every coin. So that's where I've kind of ended up at, is basically all of this year and even into like early 2024, everything before Bitcoin halving, right? Bitcoin halving is in April. My goal is to obviously make plenty of cash, increase my stablecoin pool, blah, 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 because like it or not, we're still in a PvP capital preservation market. Your number one goal should still be don't lose money. Like, it's okay to, you know, lose some open P&L. It's okay to take losses. I'm not saying you can never have a losing trade. But, like, in my mind, I never want to go my low from back here again. Right? And ideally, I would never go back to my low from here, and so on and so forth. As we're making higher lows, I want to be staying higher every time. Right? Because the more you can make in the accumulation stage, the more explosive your results are going to be in a bull market. And I failed dramatically last cycle in doing this, right? I gave up so much of my funds during this and still made a killing, but I'm pretty sure if I had done a better job during the accumulation stage, that I probably would have hit, you know, maybe close or halfway to 9 figures. And instead got, you know, nowhere near that. So that's my goal this time. Not lose all the money I'm getting right now, which is why I'm like 25% cash. But at the same time, accumulate a bunch of bags, because we never know. You never know what's going to turn into that 100x, 200x, 500x move next year. Is it going to be a privacy bag? Is it going to be an AI bag? Or maybe even a GameFi bag? Or a decentralized science bag? Or who knows? You know, the narratives are endless. You just never know which narrative is going to be that killer narrative. So that's why I'm not, you know, I don't really sit with the idea of waiting for all-time high break to ape altcoins. I know you probably weren't meaning it to be that deep, but anyways, peep Arbitrum. Dude, I'm coping on Arbitrum. My business partner was talking about it at the low. It was literally, we had a good chat like on this day. And I was like, you know what? I don't know, dude. It just doesn't look that good. Like, maybe you double bottom, but I'd rather ape in on a play like this. And it's literally doing that right now. And I'm still not aping. I'm still not aping. I don't know. I don't know what it is about Arbitrum. It's just like Like, I know it's probably going to go to $2, $3, $5 or something. But I just don't care to ape it. There's just so much free money that was given on it. It just, I don't know. It's something about it just doesn't let me ape it. But I gotta say, it's starting to look pretty good. I'll have to agree with that. RB looks primed, yeah. I'm assuming you're talking about Arb. Unsheath, yeah, we'll look at Unsheath. I need to pull it back up. I have not paid attention to Unsheath in a good while. Basically, since I just left my moon bag. And that's kind of what I do. Like, you guys see these tabs up here. I have like twice as many of these up at all times. And when I just leave a moon bag, I finally close it. And I'll just come back next year and see where it's at. And that's what Ush is for me. But it's starting to look pretty spicy again. Honestly, if we can reclaim like mid-30s, this is starting to look pretty good. I just don't know how much I like the tokenomics of this one. I feel like, I can't remember if it's a real yield or not, but I feel like it's not. I'm really not sure. YFI. Oh, dude, that was such a sick run. I missed that so hard. I saw this at like 2K. I saw this at like 300 or 400. And then when I really started looking at it, it was like $2,000. And I was like, oh shit, I missed it. Screw it, I'm not buying in. And then it hit, you know, $100,000. And it's one of my biggest flaws, man. If I see something, like I almost did the same thing on Unibot. I saw this at, you know, 40 cents or whatever. Back here on this first consolidation on like the 5-minute chart. Right in here. And it was like right after all the printer coins, you know, so I was kind of down. I'm like, man, I've just been getting wrecked, all these printer coins. I'm not buying this crap. I'm not buying Unibot. I don't care what it is. I'm not buying it. And then it went to $2. And I was coping so hard. Like, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It's going to nuke. And then finally, in this consolidation phase, my buddy X Curve convinced me to get a bag. And I'm so bad at buying stuff up that I knew I could have bought cheaper. Like, I just hate it. But, you know, here we are. Right? And that's exactly how YFI was for me. I mean, so many coins back in 2020, 2021. It was the same way. I'd see it cheap. It'd go up 5x. Screw it, I'm not buying it. I missed out. And then it'd go up 20x more. And I'd feel like an idiot. Good times. Yeah, Curve Wars, dude. What a freaking joke. What a joke, man. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Anthony, it's really starting to look like we're going to push to new highs. Like, I'm genuinely starting to feel that way. Curve Wars won by the... Yeah. How do you guys remember that stuff, dude? That stuff does not live in my head at all. My strategy has been treat F like a stable coin, trade micros. Yep. That's a good strategy, dude. I mean, if there's anything to stack this cycle, it's definitely Ethereum. Right, like Bitcoin, you know, what are you going to get on Bitcoin from here? A 5x, maybe? You know, like, at least Ethereum, you could, you know, the potential is higher. Like, maybe we get a 10x. Maybe we get a huge blow off top to, like, 15 or 20K in 2025. 9 figures this cycle. That's the goal, dude. That's really the goal. And honestly, I'm feeling pretty good between my portfolio, all the different seed sales I'm in, between Blockcircle as a business. Like, I'm really starting to believe 9 figures is a possibility. I don't know. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm also at the same time trying to manifest that shit, you know? Ooh, we got Cozy in the chat. What's up, homie? Okay, finally getting caught up on the comments, and then I can actually start a quick top down before we look at shitcoins. Would like to talk a bit about the best way to cash out and track taxes and talk through any alpha we know about. Well, unfortunately, James, I ain't got good advice. You do not want to talk to me about taxes because I am horrendous when it comes to that stuff. You know, I do my own taxes. I've had like 4 accountants, and the first one sucked. The second one decided to quit accounting. The third one decided to stop accounting and become a lawyer and ghosted me. And the fourth one basically would just tell me, yeah, dude, just call the IRS. Like, well, I don't want you to do that. I'm paying you. So I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to do it myself. Because That's what millionaires do, right? They do their taxes themselves. Not. But anyways, I got a massive tax bill I haven't paid yet, so I'm the last person to be talking to about taxes, to be honest. And as far as best way to cash out, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Assuming you're living in the US, I mean, the moment that shit hits your bank, you got a big tax bill coming. So just know what you're getting into. You know, when you cash out, that tax bill's coming, baby. Which software do you use? I just use TurboTax, dude. But also, my scenario and my trading situation is very different from you guys. I'm not going to go into details on it, but you know, I don't have to worry about a lot of the stuff you guys got to worry about with your, you know, every trade is taxable and finding your cost basis and stuff like that. I don't got to deal with that stuff. So, you know, if I had to go through all these DeFi trades and staking rewards and all the rebases and crap, I would have to have an accountant. Like, I would never do that myself. And then the other alternative, which is, you know, not financial advice and stuff, is you just gamble on it, you know. If you pull out $100,000 to the bank, that's your income. Pay, you know, if that puts you in a 25% tax bracket, pay $25,000 to the government. Safe bet. If they come back and say, hey, you actually owe this much based off this, that, and that, well, at least they did the work for you, and then you just pay them what they want. Like, it's the government. If they want something, you got to give it to them. It's fucked, but it is what it is. But as long as you're not, like, cashing out $100,000 and then trying to pay $1,000 in taxes, like, I think you'll be fine. Just pay your income bracket. It's probably fine. But if you want to be as legit as possible, you got to do your cost basis stuff. You got to focus on every transaction, and, you know, all staking rewards are taxed, all that stuff. It's a bitch, and it's honestly a bitch. I don't really have any good advice for it. Just get a good crypto accountant. That's all I can really say. And be ready to pay that accountant a fair bit of money. IBR. I don't even know what that is, dude. We'll throw that up here with it. Or is that LBR? I can't tell I or L. I'm guessing it's L. Yeah, we'll pull that one up. All right. Enough of the comment. We got to get to Bitcoin. I'm gonna read these last. I'm gonna read down through Zoid's comment, and then I'm gonna do a top down so we can get to shitcoins. Okay? Because if not, I'll never be able to finish this on time. Miss Unibot, thoughts on entry? We'll talk about that when we get to Unibot. I'm not in swipe. We can look at that after we do Bitcoin. I'm still holding my printer coins, dude. It makes no sense for me to sell them at the bottom. Either they stay here forever or they have a revival next year. I mean, you know, it was a small percent of the account too. I'm not like ruined over it or anything, but sad to see it go. Printer coins were pretty fire. What do I think of OX Encrypt? We'll hit on that. We'll hit on OX Encrypt after OXO. Coinly. Okay, yeah, Coinly. There's another really good one. Crypto Tax or something like that. There's a few good programs and softwares you can use. But again, my situation is very different, so I don't have to use those, thankfully. But that's a good point. I do believe they've gotten a lot better in the last few years. Like, the guys behind this are, you know, their platforms are getting a lot more sophisticated and user-friendly for tracking your taxes. All right, we're caught up. As far as thoughts on this coin, that coin, we're going to get to that, but I want to be consistent. We got to look at Bitcoin, guys, okay? I mean, this is the driving force of the entire market, or maybe we should even just do Ethereum. We'll switch it up today. We'll do a top down on Ethereum. I don't really want to get rid of these drawings, but that's okay. So let's see where we're at. We'll go ahead and throw up indicators, but we'll turn them off. And we'll just look at price action for now. So big thing for me is we are in an intermediate term uptrend, right? If we follow the highs from all these bearish candles, right here, we reversed the downtrend, and now we're in an uptrend. And the same thing that we're doing before, we're just watching these key monthly candle lows, and if we start to lose those, it's looking toast. You know, I would even argue we don't really want to lose 1750 here, okay? Or it starts to look pretty toast. And you notice in the power trends for Ethereum, it's the same way. You do not want to lose these monthly candle lows, right? You know, you can wick into them and stuff, not a big deal. But as soon as you close below, it's cooked. And the same thing goes for these potential dead cat bounces, right? You do not want to have a close below the previous monthly candle low. It's very basic, very simple, but it's really effective too, okay? So if we do get that, right? If we close a monthly candle on Ethereum below 1750, if we close a monthly on Bitcoin below 26.8K, we have to consider we might be getting a sorts of a secondary downtrend, kind of like we had end of 2019 and start of 2020, which is not a bad thing, right? Like, as long as you're not all in all the time, you know, we've had a good few months. If you've raised some cash, it's just a chance to buy all your favorite stuff cheaper before this, right? There's a ton of bags right now that I like at like $10, $15 million market cap, that if they were $3 million market cap, you know, I would love to shove some cash into that, right? So don't be so scared of a pullback, but your simplest sign that we're in one is going to be a monthly candle close below the previous bullish one. Super simple, super effective strat. Another way to eye whether or not we're in like an exuberant trend is simply look at the momentum. All right, let's expand this a little bit. We're going to look at Bitcoin for this just because we have more history. But the majority of the bull market is going to happen when momentum is not only rising, but it's rising above the zero line on the CCI. Or if you use an RSI, it's the same idea. I think it's more effective and easier to see on a CCI. But notice how early on in these cycles, we're rising momentum, but fresh out of a downtrend, right? Just like 2019, just like early 2016, and the same goes for early 2023. We're not at this point in the cycle where we're about to blow through the highs. We're not at this point in the cycle where we're about to blow through the highs, and we're not even maybe at peak echo bubble, right? Which is why I still think there's a chance we go to mid 40Ks this year, okay? So we've got plenty of time. And I try and tell people this every day, like, especially the guys that are just getting into Blockcircle. Like, I know a lot of you guys are getting in because you've seen one of the successful trades we've made. You know, maybe you saw that we killed it on, a lot of you guys saw we killed it on OXO. Or maybe you saw it on Unibot. Or maybe you saw it on Nerf or Dia or Noise or whatever it was. And you're thinking, damn, I'm going to join Blockcircle this week, and the next trade he takes, I'm going hard, baby. I'm going hard on that one. That one might not be the one, right? And what are you doing? The most important thing is, especially, and you know this, if you've been in a bull market or two, when shit starts to get really exuberant, there is a new play, a new chance to make a ton of money every single day. Right? And it's kind of like that right now. And not even just that. There's a new chance, maybe 10 chances to make good money every single day. And the thing that they all have in common, they're only available to people with dry powder. So if you're all in all the time, you know, you're not going to have the ability to take these other trades without having to give up one of your current ones. Right? So always have some dry powder. For the most part, for me, it's bank money, right? Like, I've not sent money from my bank to crypto in I don't know how long, years. And I still won't right now. But, you know, I'm 25% cash in my portfolio. If we come back to the lows, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to put in some money from the bank to bid a higher low, because for me, that is peak opportunity, right? Always have some dry powder. If you don't have money in the bank or from your job to use, and you're also all in your crypto portfolio, What are you going to do if we dump? You know, you're going to panic. You're going to be screwed. You're not going to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that could arise going into an exuberant bull market. And that is the worst thing you can do. So try not to get caught up catching every trade. I know nobody likes to miss out on stuff, but guys, I miss out all day. I mean, there's so many people reaching out to me about trades and stuff. And even in Blockcircle's trades chat, like, I mean, I try and catch every message, but sometimes I just miss an hour or two or something, and I come back and someone's landed a 30x on BOW, or someone's landed a 20x on OXM or something. It's like, you're going to miss out on a lot. You're going to miss out on a lot. I missed out the entire Pepe run. I could have been fat size, right? But I wasn't, and I didn't. You know, it just is what it is. But it doesn't matter, right? There's another play to be made today, next week, next month, 6 months from now, 18 months from now. Like, assuming all things go well, you know, it's not a guaranteed or anything. Obviously, we know shit could come tumbling down, blah, blah, blah. I hope as adults we're all understanding of that, right? Another crypto bubble is not a guarantee, but it's going to be my assumption, right? Until I see a reason not to believe in that. And look at this, the debt ceiling being raised. We're printing more money. Fiat currencies look like trash. I mean, why would I not believe another crypto run's coming? So just try not to move too fast, guys. Try not to get caught up in every single trade. Because come next year, which is like 7 months from now, every single day, there's going to be another big trade that can make you a lot of money if you got some cash. So try to hold your cash close to you, guys. Don't forget that we're still in a capital preservation market. What's good, Logan? You're just in time, brother. We didn't do any shitcoins yet. We're just doing a little reinforcing. Oh, almost choked on air. A little reinforcing of the things that actually allow us to do what we do. But anyways, still very early in this cycle. As far as the weekly goes, guys, I mean, we're clearly in a cool-off period, right? The cycles are down, momentum is down, price is down, potentially some form of falling wedge or whatever, you know, some kind of retest of a key support level. No need to overcomplicate it, right? We're just consolidating, okay? It's a big inside bar inside of the last monthly candle, okay? Simple as that. Nothing exciting to be done, but, you know, it might not be long. We've just run the lows of the range for Ethereum and Bitcoin. A lot of people, myself included, have been expecting a lot lower, right? And it's still very much a possibility, right? This is the overarching trend right now, right? So there's still time to bounce up and roll over. It's very possible, but I'd say it's equally possible that we ran the lows, people shorted into the lows, and now what's the biggest liquidity grab now? Stopping out all the shorts, right? Getting people to FOMO in at the highs, only to maybe just keep ranging, right? And even now, you know, even without having moved that much, people are expecting 33, 34, 35K. Again, even myself, I could see it happening. So I'm not so sure we go lower. I'm not so sure we go that much higher. I really don't have a good read. And that's why I'm not touching this stuff, right? Like, there's no edge for me here. Range traders are having a ball. The trader SZs of the world are having a ball. Not my forte. I'm simply analyzing what's going on. We're in a range inside of a bigger picture uptrend, inside of the bigger picture downtrend. Simple as that, guys. Okay. So range good, uptrend good, losing 2600, losing 1750 on 8th, really bad. All right. Now, as far as trades, I don't know. I think it's really risky to be shorting after the information coming out about the debt ceiling and stuff, but you know, there is a short to be had here running this little mini range high. I just don't think there's a great probability of it rolling over super quickly. And I don't know. Do you really want to be shorting anywhere in the lower half of the range? I don't really think so. So not really great for shorts. Longs, I mean, they look okay. You know, this is an attempt to make a lower high. So far, a failed attempt. And on really good news, you'd think we'd see some better follow through. So I'm not sure that longing Bitcoin here is really a great trade either. And that's why we're sticking to what we know, which is shitcoins. And specifically, small caps and micro caps. Yeah? I know we got a lot of love for that in the chat. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. And boy, do I have a lot to say about this one, because man, I don't think I have ever gotten so much flack in my life for selling a coin. I mean, just some serious hatred up in the chats for me taking profits on the 300x, you know, or even just 50x on big size. Like, the flack has been unreal, man. And like, it doesn't really get to me. In fact, I think it's kind of funny, and I love bantering with these people, but it definitely still, it shocks me the comments as much as it probably shocks people that I keep responding to them. But it just blows my mind. Like, I don't know if it's jealousy or if these people are just way over invested or they're already married to their bags. But I can tell you, I have married bags over and over and over, and I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not married to this one. I'm not married to any of these at the top. I got high hopes for them, and I'm going to trade them how I want to trade them. But when it comes time to cut them, I'm going to cut them, and I'm not going to look back. I'll leave the moon bag. We're going to leave the moon bag on everything for the most part. But at some point, I'm going to click the X, and this chart's going away, and I'm not going to worry about it. You know, if I cut OXO at 8 cents and it goes to 50, do I really care? A 300x, a 50x, do I really care about another 5x? Not really. And at the same time, and someone in the chat wanted me to hit on this, the idea of a liquidity to market cap ratio. $2.3 million liquidity for a $55 million market cap coin. That's like 4%. Right? Like, that's horrible. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's really bad. There's not that much liquidity for the amount of people that have a ton of money in this. You know, like I know one person who's got millions of dollars in this. Double the liquidity pool right now just in OXO. One person. I personally have, you know, a quarter of this. 2 people. Take the top 10 holders. We've probably got together 4 or 5 times the liquidity that's available. That's terrible. I don't want to be a part of that. Like, I want to have my small piece of the pot. Right? Like, it's just, it's stressful, you know. I like having 1 to 2% of supply. It rips. I cut it down to 0.5%. It rips and rips, cut it down to 0.2%. But with OXO, I mean, I cut, and I've still got a big chunk of supply. And it's not like a woe is me kind of thing. It's just people wondering why I'm selling. Bro, it's been 50% of my portfolio. Who wants some low cap to be 50% of their portfolio? A low cap with a 4% liquidity to market cap ratio. The volatility is unbelievable. And the real reason they're mad is because they think I'm the only one nuking this bag. I mean, look at 94 sells today. You think that's all me? I don't even think 2 of these are mine, maybe. And they're not even paying attention to the important stuff. When I sell, 20 people buy. Every time. So I sell 10 times. That's 200 new holders. They're not focusing on the redistribution is healthy narrative, right? Would you rather have 100 people holding a small bag, or would you rather have me holding a fat bag so I can nuke it from 20 cents to 10 cents in a single candle? I'd rather have the small guys. So if these people were paying attention, they wouldn't be freaking out so much. And also, the chart looks great. They're telling me I'm ruining the chart. It looks great. It looks the same as it looks on every single dip so far. Big move up, pretty much just a grind fest, nothing super exuberant. You know, it's not going 10x in a day, it's just grinding up, and then pulling back, grinding up, pulling back. It looks the same. It's just getting to the point where people are realizing here that they wish they sold here, but they refuse to sell here. But me, I've been selling pieces this whole way up. So selling here is the same as me selling back here. I don't care. It's all gains. You know, and I'm moving slow enough that... Oh, another big thing. Everyone wants me to dump the whole bag for some reason. They want me to get it over with, but... And they also think I'm bearish. Like, why would I be holding so much of this still if I was bearish? If I was bearish, I would nuke it in a single candle. I'm super bullish. I think this project's going to be fantastic long term. But, you know, something that's been undeniable in crypto over and over and over is sell the event. Buy the news, buy the rumor, sell the event. Time and time again. Well, guess what? Supposedly, DEX is supposed to launch tomorrow, if there's not any hiccups. And what's crazy to me is in crypto, you have the most short-sighted, lowest attention span, like most impatient people in any financial market. And these guys really think they're going to hold this bag for years for passive income. Like, they think that the first week the DEX is live, we're going to be seeing 1,000% APR in ETH rewards. And it's just unrealistic. And that's not bearish, it's honest. Like, I'm trying to help, right? Like, I'm not trying to FUD anyone out of their bags. You want to hold it, power to you. I hope it goes higher. I try and tell everyone that. I really hope everyone makes as much money as they can. But, like, sell the news. That's kind of how it goes. So what am I doing? I'm selling as a hedge in case my bullish thesis is wrong, in case the DEX hype is not there when it launches, in case there's low volume, in case people expect huge APRs right off the rip, when in reality, I think it's going to take months to build up steady volume. In the long term, I do think it's going to be very profitable. If the DEX gets volume, the rewards have potential to be really good. But these guys are not going to want... What if it's 50% APY? You think these guys are going to hold these giant bags up a ton of money for 50% APR? Probably not, you know? Like, probably not. So, anyways, I don't want people to think I'm giga bearish on this. But I've taken a lot of profits. I've still got about 30% of my size remaining, which is a lot. I mean, you know, still like 1.5% of supply. Like, I'm not bearish, I'm just being a responsible trader, and people don't like that, apparently, so... Anyways, that's my TED Talk on OXO. So either the DEX goes live this week, it gets a lot of volume out of nowhere, and we just moon super hard. That's one scenario. Or the DEX launches this week, it doesn't really get the traction immediately that we're hoping for. Things stagnate, or maybe they go down. Or the DEX doesn't launch this week. People are triggered. You said it would launch in 7 to 10 days, Andy. What are you talking? It's not here. They panic sell. Or it just isn't even talked about. Like, I mean, honestly, you know, they've talked about 7 to 10 days on the AMA, and then they've made no comment on it since. So maybe that's just because they're working. Sure. Again, this is not FUD. Someone said that... Someone in the Telegram was saying that my tweet the other day was FUD, and my tweet simply said, OXO either grinds back to new highs or there's going to be a lot of pain soon. But how is that FUD? It's just simple analysis. Like, either we're going to go up from here with the DEX launch or we're not, and it's going to hurt. I mean, that's just like, it's going to go up or down. I mean, it's the most basic thing I could even say. It's not FUD. Like, people overuse FUD so often nowadays. Like, because you don't like what I say does not make it FUD. Because I'm not 100% only bullish does not make it FUD. You know, like... Anyways, I'm rambling. Volume starts at $2 million and slowly grinds it to 20 million. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's going to be that much volume on the first day. I think people are going to be a bit skeptical to move money through it. Like, I'm personally not going to be using it the first day or the first week probably. Maybe on a fresh wallet on some really light size. But I want to see it work. I want to see it work for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, and then I'd feel confident putting some money to work. I don't know if big boys are really going to want to start using it right off the rip. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will. Maybe the confidence is there. The riskiness is there. I'm just not so sure. Again, as someone still holding a fat bag, I'm just being real. I don't know if it's going to have that much volume at the start. But that's also fine. Like, everyone be talking about how they're in it for the long term, but yet they're so worried about the short term. Like, if you're in it for the long term, why would you even care if there's not that much volume at the start? If you're confident in it, you know the volume will come eventually. Why are you even paying attention to it? Like, everyone that's in for the long term is so worried about what I'm doing over the span of 5 days. I mean... Why care? Realistically, I mean, whether it takes a week or 5 months to build big volume, if you're in it for the long term, who cares? It'll come, you know? Rational trading behavior is being countered with just don't sell, bro. You'll make the project fail. That's the truth of it, man. Nobody wants you to sell before them. That is the truth of it. And, I mean, I get that. I meme on people. When they sell and I'm still holding and I think they shouldn't sell, I'll meme on them. But in the end, you know, it's their choice. They bought it. They can sell it when they want to. I'm apparently not allowed to do that. And I try to be reasonable. You know, I don't want to ruin the chart or anything. Like, and I don't want to dump on the people I've gotten into it. But, you know, it's been a ride, you know. It's not like I got in here and then I'm dumping here, right? I got in here. You know, we've had chances. If you guys have not sold pieces yet, that's not my problem. Like, I hope you make money, but it's not my problem anymore. Even without massive volume, I think a working product would kick off a privacy narrative. But there's already a privacy narrative, isn't there? I mean, how many projects have we seen privacy-wise that have been ripping lately? You know, like, it's already the narrative. And I don't know, it seems like everyone thinks that this has no chance of failing. And, I mean, just gotta be honest with yourself. Of course there's a chance that it doesn't go as planned. That's the only reason I'm selling. If I thought for sure there was no chance this doesn't go to the moon, I wouldn't be touching it. I wouldn't be selling any. You need to remember a lot of complainers are new to crypto. Yeah, for sure. And that's why I tell them, you know, you guys are gonna learn. You gotta make those mistakes to learn. Like, it's all part of it. And yes, I'm still in OXT. We're gonna talk about that in a couple minutes. I gotta move a little bit faster. I told my girlfriend I wouldn't stream more than an hour and a half. But anyways, assuming you guys have been in for a while with me, you know, since March, April, the best and simple, like, I know one guy who's holding 100% of his bag. He's up 20x. I think it's retarded. You can sell 5% and guarantee a free bag. Like, you put in 10K, you're at 200K, You take 10K of profit. This is never a losing trade anymore. You might lose all your open P&L, but you'll just be back at the start and it won't be a loss. And then you can free ride. And he's like, nah, man, it's 100 or 0 for me. Like, I'm like, really? I mean, I don't know. Just like, if you say that, then I'm not going to feel bad if I nuke the chart. Because you said it's 100 or 0, so, I mean, like, the opportunity's been there to take profits. Render, yeah. We'll definitely look at render. I've got a lot of buddies talking about that. But anyways, enough about OXO. If you guys have specific questions on it, we can come back to it, but you guys know the drill. You know, I'm selling bounces. If we make new highs, I'm taking more profits. If we get to 15, 20 cents, I'm taking more profits. I'm not buying anymore. And I've got a specific moonbag size I'm looking at that I'll hold until we make, you know, some exuberant crazy move. Simple as that. Next on the line, OXE. Ox Encrypt. I gotta say, the chart does not look hot. The chart looks pretty doo-doo. You know, we had this really nice, clean uptrend. Kind of reminiscent of OXO's weekly, actually. And now we've closed below that trend, and now we're making lower lows and lower highs. I don't know. It doesn't look so good, right? Like, we've got a little sign of hope here, and that we're trying to escape this downtrend. So if we can keep making higher lows here, maybe we're back in a new uptrend. Maybe. And I think the project has its value. I think it's got a lot of potential if what they say they're developing ends up working. But, you know, this is kind of the thing with a lot of projects right now. They talk about the stuff they're making that's supposedly really hype, and you know, on paper it looks really hype. But I want to see stuff that is live and works. And, you know, one of the only bags I have right now that is live and working is Smart Dex. All right, this DEX is live. What they say exists actually exists, and what they say it does, it actually does. That is value. I like that. You can speculate on what it will be worth, but you don't have to speculate on if it will work. It just does work. They say, hey, look, you can get better rates here than you can get on Uniswap for Ethereum. You go and you check their page, it's true. You go try it on the DEX, it's true. No speculation. And poof. You know, they say that, you know, we can do this, that, and that. This is how we mix things, and it works. You can go use it. It works. There's no speculation. I mean, there's speculation on what the value of it could be, but there's no speculation on, is this going to work? It just does now. I like that a lot, right? Versus stuff like OXT, OXE. Oh, Unibot, another great example. It already works, right? It's already a working product that makes money. That's the best narrative. Not, is it going to work? You know, not that this wasn't a great narrative and isn't still a great narrative, but, you know, you don't have to question, like, Ox Encrypt, is this going to be a crazy good mixer? Are the tools going to be super useful and helpful? The tools that exist now are pretty good. But what about the bigger stuff they're talking about? So, I don't know. I still hold about 50 to 60% of my bag, you know, and we bought in back here, and I added some more. I took some profits on the way up, and then I added some more around $6, and I took that off back here, and a little bit more in here, because I'm just not super sold on it. Like, I don't want to have added back, so I'm still holding a good chunk of what I had back here, but I'm not adding any more, and I'm definitely open to dumping it if we can't hold higher lows. So, I don't know. Not my favorite bag right now, I'll be honest. But, I don't know. The dev is hardworking. The dev is clearly committed. I've seen him do his own buybacks, like, from personal wallets, so I know he's committed to it. So I don't doubt his dedication and his desire for it to work. I don't think he's trying to rug us or anything like that. So it's not hate on the devs at all. Not in the slightest. I just think the chart looks kind of weak. And I don't know if the hype is there right now. Simple as that. No emotions, just honest critiques. Mega low liquidity is the worst for me. Yeah. Nah, I mean, I'm totally with that, dude. Like, if I'm buying something that's super illiquid, the goal is to be able to sell it when it's 100x from there, and the liquidity is a lot thicker. But, you know, it's the same problem, right? If you buy something at 100k liquidity, and then it goes 100x, your bag value is now also 100x. So even if the liquidity goes 100x, you still will have the same problem. You know, the liquidity has to grow faster than the price, which is one thing I really like about OXT. $1 million liquidity for a $4 million market cap coin. Almost 25%. That's really solid, right? That's honestly unheard of versus OXO. You know, $2 million for almost 60 million, and it was about the same at 100 million. It was about $2 million liquidity. Not good. So OXT definitely has the problem that, you know, they don't have a product yet. They have a mock-up of what, excuse me, they have a mock-up of what the product will look like. And again, I'm not fudding OXT, but we're going to be honest on the stream here. We're not trying to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Sugarcoat it. We're not trying to save anyone's emotions here. They don't have a product yet, right? And that's fine, you know, as long as they're working on it. But the facts are the facts. They don't have a product. We don't know if it's going to be legit, if it's going to work, or if they're just going to move on to something else. So definitely keep that in mind. How I've played it, of course, I bought the pre-sale for like 0.5 ETH or whatever. And then it launched. I aped a lot more, but 20x what I put in the pre-sale. Excuse me. And then I sold the piece that I aped. And now I'm holding my pre-sale bag. And I think we're going to go a lot higher from here. I'll probably take some more off if we 2x from here. Up towards a penny. And then I'll probably continue to do that every time we 2x. So, letting you guys know now, that's the game plan. Still fully holding my pre-sale bag. My initial has been taken out. So, it's a free bag. I think it's a good product if it ends up working. It's something I would use. And I like the dev a lot. I think they genuinely care about the project. They're putting a ton of money into liquidity, which they could have just kept for themselves. Instead, they bolster the liquidity of their project. I like that a lot. So I think it's pretty good. You know, I would say, honestly, I like this more than Ox Encrypt right now. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose. I'm gonna mute my mic. Oh. If you're in the private Blockcircle chat, I posted it last night around 8 p.m. Posted what? William Letzer. Did I miss a comment from... Oh, Baocoin. Yeah. No, I completely missed that one. Some other guys in the chat nailed it, but I missed that one. Only problem with SDEX is low volume lick pools. Yeah, no, for sure. They're not there yet. You know, it's not fully where it needs to be, but it does work, right? You know, will it work with $10 million volume? Not yet, but at a base level, it does work, and I can appreciate that. No, we haven't looked at SERP. We'll go ahead and pull it up just so I don't forget. Shibarium perpetuals. Interesting. Yeah, OXT lick pool is very thick. Loving that. I get a sense a lot of Blockcircle members get married too fast. Absolutely. We should talk about that more. And I think a lot of Blockcircle guys also, I talked about it earlier, really want to be in every play that I'm in. And that's fine, and I completely understand, right? You don't want to be in 5 bags that barely do anything and then skip the one that goes up 20x. Obviously, that makes complete sense. But thinking you're going to do it the same as me and get the same results as me is just, you know, it's not necessarily true. You know, I'm putting in 0.5% of my account into something. If it never does anything, I don't even really have to think about it, right? It's very negligible to the account. If you put in 10% of your account into the same thing, it's not, you know, equatable, right? Like, it's just, you know, you got to be very pick and choosy about what you want to enter. And that also means you got to kind of do your own due diligence, right? You know, you can read my post and then decide, well, Hunter buys it, so I want to buy it. But maybe decide if you really do want to buy it. Like Plaza, he's not going to buy everything I buy. He buys what he sees that I post about, and then he thinks it looks good, then he buys it, right? He's doing his own, not necessarily research, but he's making his own opinions about it, right? It's his decision, not just because it's my decision. What about Remit, working product? I happen to have that one right here. I've been patiently waiting for a dump to the range lows, and I'm starting to think I'm not going to get it. So there is a decent chance, a small chance, that I'm starting to nibble. Just a wee bit. There's a chance. But it's not official yet, lads. Because I'm not done with nibbling. Liquidity's super low. And I'm not even sure how I feel about it yet. I haven't done any research on, you know, is what they're doing legit yet? I'm not really sure. And especially when it comes to privacy stuff, I'd like to know if it's actually going to be private. You know, I've got privacy exposure. Like OXO was nice because before it, I didn't really have any privacy narrative exposure. But now between OXO, OXT, OXE, Unibot, DeFi or Delphi, like I've got plenty of exposure to the privacy narrative. So I don't necessarily feel the need to catch every single privacy bag. So for me, Remit, I do like it. I don't like the liquidity of that much. You know, it's about like OXO, about 5%. Pretty bad. And for me, I mean, if I want to put in, you know, a small piece of my portfolio, that's like, you know, 10% of the liquidity pool. Ooh, do I really want to do that? I don't know. So I'm still iffy on this one. You know, maybe you can give me a rundown, Dave. Is this something I really need to be in? You know, what about Remit makes me want to hold it? What about Remit is going to send this to $25-50 million market cap? You know, what's going to make it so this doesn't just stop at $6 million? Right? Bob Lax into you guys good now? I guess so, yeah. I mean, he apologized. And, I mean, that's kind of good enough for me. He manned up and apologized. And, you know, that for the kind of person he is, and that's not hating on him or anything, you know, he's just, I think he's a stubborn guy, probably doesn't really enjoy the idea of having to apologize for his own actions. I don't really like having to apologize for my own actions because it's like admitting you're wrong. But he did, and you know, I can greatly appreciate that. And prior to the incident, I always really liked Bob, and the whole thing started because I memed on his project. And the moment I saw that he DM'd me and said, "Hey, I don't want to deal with that shit," I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that, you know, that was gonna really upset you," and I deleted it immediately because I like Bob. But I definitely didn't like him as much after the incident, but he came back and apologized, so there's no hard feelings. You know, I'm able to move on from that. He's able to move on from that, and, you know, it's all good. Right, so I got no qualms with Bob. Would I ape his next project? I don't know about that one, but I've got no qualms with him as a person, and I think he's a cool dude. I think he's doing a lot better now, too, so that's nice. What is the product? I believe OXT is I don't know if it's just a mixer, but I believe at the base form right now, it's a mixer. And they released a little preview recently. It looks really nice, but As far as I know, it's just a mock-up. You know, it doesn't exist yet, but the devs are working on it. There's a whole team building it out, so it looks pretty cool. You know, I think it could be something special. There's definitely plenty of room in the market for a few extra mixers. I mean, you know, Tornado has been the only real mixer for ages, so having 5 or 6 different places to mix, I think it's good. And a lot of these mixers are using different methods of mixing too, which again, I think is very cool. Bao makes funny memes. Oh, memes, woo. Thoughts on Swipe? Oh yeah, someone did ask about Swipe. Okay, we can look at Swipe. We'll look at Swipe and SERP real quick because they've been asked about real quick. And then I'm going to get back to the lineup. I assume it's this one. Oh. I mean, not much to say. If you're in, you fucking made it. You know, you got a 20x in a daily candle. Congratulations. There's pretty much nothing to say about this. It looks like liquidity was very thick. I mean, look at this guy. He aped 55K, barely moved it, and he's up 20x on that 55K now. This guy back here aped 40K, same play. This guy right here, 30K. Like, I mean, you made it. It's a Unibot clone. Okay. I mean, I don't know. What's there to think? It's gone straight up in a single day. A $1 million 4-hour candle on a $1 million market cap project. Like, you know, big ups to anyone that caught this, but there's not much to say. I mean, I hope you would take profits on that massively. And then leave a moon bag because it's $1.7 million market cap. Maybe it keeps going. But, yeah, I mean, that's about it. I don't know what you want me to say about it. It's a 20x in a daily candle. It's not like OXO, where every daily candle is a slow push up and then a consolidation grind. This is literally exuberance. Where'd it go? 20x in a day. And then from 250 down to 80 cents in the same day. Like, you're going to have these crazy swings on it. And as far as I can tell, I mean, it's still trending upwards. So I wouldn't puke the whole bag by any means. It's very low market cap still. But it's a 20x in a day, you know. I would probably book half at least, right? And then leave enough that if it keeps ripping that you're going to be very happy with it. But don't leave so much that if you round trip it, you're going to be super upset. Okay? Simple as that. Very cool though. And big ups to anyone that caught that. It's crazy. Yeah, Remit low lick. And that's another reason that like I've not mentioned it yet. And I'm interested in some of your guys' opinions on this. You know, we've been talking about it in Blockcircle, and it's been a bit controversial, right? That, you know, I want to accumulate my position before I share it for many reasons. First off, I don't want to share something, have it go up, you know, 100% when I share it, and then I decide, ooh, I'm not aping 100% candle, and then I never buy in. And a bunch of Blockcircle guys are in a bag, I'm not in, and it starts going down or something. It's just weird. I like to be in any bag that I make an official trade, you know? That's the first reason. Second reason, I'm here to make money. You know, if I want to buy something, I want to buy something, right? Like, that's the whole goal. I want to buy something and sell it higher. Blockcircle, I'm just trying to teach, you know, what it is about it that I like, how I'm going to be trading it. And if people want to copy me, that's on them. But it's not supposed to be a signals group as much as a journal of what I'm doing. If people want to copy my journal, power to them. But I'm not going to, you know, I want to put 50K, just an example, by the way, 50K into a 270K liquidity pool. How can I do that while also telling 200 people that I'm going to be doing that? It's just not plausible, right? So I'm curious, your guys' thought, is it a negative thing to do for me to accumulate a position before telling people, or does it make sense? So ponder that for a bit, fellas. Let's look at SERP. Oh, look, it's swipe, guys. It's the swipe daily candle. Just kidding. But $1 million market cap, 16% liquidity to market cap ratio. Very nice. Fully retraced the pump. Not so nice, but at least now you have a good entry with tight risk reward. I don't know anything about Shibarium perps. I mean, you know, I can take a guess what it is from the name. But I'll be real, I'm not super sold on Shibarium as a narrative anymore. Like, it doesn't seem that hype right now. Just being honest. I don't know anything about the project, and I don't keep up with the ecosystem at all. But to me, I mean, it looks like obviously a full retrace, which could be very good, or just means that the hype is dried up. So, not something I would touch. But the risk reward's pretty good down to this low, and the liquidity is pretty good for the low market cap. Honestly, no, I don't really have any thoughts on Black Swan. I looked at it earlier. I mean, it's done its thing, right? It's kind of like swipe, right? If you're in, you made it. Congrats. Like, there's not really any commentary to be had, you know? Is it worth $10 million? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I do know that not only is it up 50x in a week, in a single day, it went up 600%. So I don't touch those kind of stuff, you know? Any thoughts on Level? Is that the Arthur coin? Wait, are you talking about high ground? Because I like high ground. Or are you talking about the other level, the one that got hacked? Because I like high ground. This one? Because there's, again, this is a new project, this level, versus the other level is like $6 or something that got hacked. Because I like this one. I'm actually slowly, this is another one I'm slowly accumulating. Nice lick to market cap ratio, 30%, but still 56k lick. It's, you know, impossible to, it's impossible to accumulate. But I quite like this bag. I'm actually not going to talk about this one that much. One, still accumulating. Two, very, very low understanding of it. So I would just kind of be talking out my ass. But then if you're talking about the other one, why is it only coming up? It's not only on BNB, is it? Oh, well, even if it is, we can get the price action. This one, I don't know. I mean, it had the hack or exploit or whatever, and ever since then, you know, it's just kind of had this icky feeling. But it does look like it's trying to escape that downtrend that it was in. So that's nice, you know, as long as it can hold these 360 lows down here, it looks decent. But I much prefer the other level. And no, we didn't look at FX1. That's one I missed out on. I was planning on buying a pullback. Maybe, which one was it? Oh yeah, I was alerted to it in here, and I was planning on buying a pullback to here, and I didn't get it. I got this, which was enough. I just kind of forgot about it. But at this point, I don't think I'm interested in it. Oh, so you're talking about that level? Yeah. I mean, I could see it being a buy the hack situation, assuming that it's completely fixed and it wasn't like something they can't come back from, you know? Then yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's a buy the hack situation. Liquidity is really good. I feel like the market cap's kind of high for what it is, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have enough of an opinion on it to really, you know, give really much information. I feel like I would just kind of be talking out my ass. You know, it got hacked. If it's fixed now, then yeah, it should just be a free discount. But yeah, as far as FX1, I like the idea and the platform, and I think the liquidity is decent. It's just, I'm kind of late to the party. I'm not sure it's something I feel the need to be exposed to. You know, if we got a good dump back down, like, towards here, I'd probably get a bag, but exactly, yeah, you were shilling it on this pump. And again, not shilling. We overuse the term shilling, and it kind of irks me a little bit. You were just sharing it, you know, no negative connotation. You just shared it on stream, and I said, all right, well, let me know on the next pullback, which I'm pretty sure you did. And I just forgot to ape it. Simple as that. If I did, though, I would have taken off probably a quarter. Let's see if I actually got into that pump. Actually, no, I don't know. I don't think I would have TP'd yet, actually. Which, in that light, I should probably buy. But I'm not going to. I do wish you best of luck. I think the chart still looks good. I mean, clearly in a strong uptrend. Every dip leads to a higher low. So as long as you can stay above this one and keep this uptrend going, I mean, it looks really nice. It looks healthy. And the platform's a good idea too. So I think you're in for a good run, honestly. Just be careful if you start to lose fives. I mean, it's almost pointless, though, doing TA on it. I mean, at $2 million market cap, it's either going to make it big, you know, like OXO ran up, or it's going to stay at this level forever. You know, it's a pretty straightforward bet. Yeah, you got it, Dylan. Sorry I didn't have more information on that one. I just don't want to, you know, misinform on something I don't know anything about. Bought some Pika. No, I definitely did not. I don't even think I heard about that. Well, I hope you print on it. Was that talked about in Blockcircle? It sounds familiar. But I don't have a bag. Next up in line, any Unibotters in the chat? I'm actually tight. Why am I so sleepy, dude? Because my sleep schedule is just unbelievable. I mean, I've been up almost 24 hours now. It's 4 p.m. here. I've been up almost 24 hours. Previously, I was up 30 hours. Previously, up 30 hours. Previously, up 24 hours. I mean, I'm a busy man. I like to work. I like to do stuff with my girlfriend. I like to play video games. You know, there's only so much time in the day, so I simply just make more time. At the cost of probably time off my life, unfortunately. Feels bad, man. But, yeah, so perpetually pretty tired. Let's be real. Perpetually pretty tired. That's okay. I got plenty of sleep in the bear market. I'll be fine. But yeah, anyways, Unibotters, guys. Any Unibotters in the chat? Because I got to connect with the team on this one, and I'm pretty confident these guys are going to push this so far. Like, I've seen nothing but good results. Like, I genuinely think this could make it to a $100 million market cap, same as OXO did. So, I got in the 3 to 4 range. And around 18, 17, I TP'd my initial, 25% of my bag. And I'm holding the rest. You know, I might take some off in the 40s. And maybe the 60s, 80s, you know, every 20 bucks or so. But I think this is gunning for $100, honestly. I mean, the project is super good. I don't have any problems with it. No complaints. The volume profile is fantastic. Liquidity is not the best, for sure, but it's good enough. It gets the job done. The product's out. It works. They keep adding new stuff to it. I mean, I've got no real complaints with it. Only complaint is I didn't ape sooner. But, I mean, it looks really good. It's already been one of our better wins the last few months. I mean, what, we got in the 23rd, I think, and you know, 4 days later, 500% move. You really can't beat that. Pretty darn good. See, now you mention it, I'm gonna start yawning more, damn it. And that'll be in the VOD forever. That's okay. Render, yes. We'll throw render. Good looks. Let's see, where's the best history? This one, 2 years, 22 days. This one has best history, yes. What the heck? From 10 cents to $3, 30x, full retrace. 20 cents to $9, 40x. $9 all the way back to 20 cents. And now 50 cents to $3. I mean, I don't know. It seems good. It seems very healthy right now. Nice big move up. Nice higher low. Big move up. Higher low. Move up. Maybe another higher low. And then continuation. I think it looks good. Honestly, it's just kind of stair-stepping its way up. It had basically a whole year of consolidation. Maybe this is what Chainlink does, guys. Maybe this is what Chainlink, Solana, Aave, all that will do is a move like this. I mean, honestly, it looks really solid. Liquidity is horrendous. Wait, never mind. I'm on the wrong one. Let's see what real liquidity is like. Is that real? Is the market, first off, is the market cap real? This has got to be wrong, right? There's no way this is $1 billion. What the heck? It is? I don't know. That liquidity is horrible. $2 million liquidity on Uniswap for $1 billion coin. I mean, I think OXO's liquidity is bad. $2 million for a $50 million coin. I mean, look at Revest. $1 million for a $3 million coin. How is this $1 billion? I know it's on Binance, but even on Binance, it's, you know, 2% slippage each way is 500K. Like, that's not that much. I don't know. I mean, I don't like the liquidity. Maybe that doesn't matter that much. To me, it matters. But most importantly is the price action looks good. Every low that leads to a new high is followed by a higher low. Every time so far. So as long as you can continue that trend, not breaking higher lows, you can probably keep bidding each higher low and compound each new high. That's probably the best move. Will it stair climb all the way back to new highs, or will it have a period of consolidation, you know, kind of like it did here? Period of consolidation like this? I don't know. I mean, you know, no one knows that, but I think your best bet is, you know, if you're in from the lows, I would have taken some profits, and then you can keep compounding each new high until it goes really exuberant, like over here where it just goes straight up. And to me, that has not happened yet. This is very much stair step, nice consolidation, usually followed up by an exuberant move or maybe a cool off period and then more grinding. Ideally, I think what's better than an exuberant move out of nowhere is to continue this. Because if you can continue this for a bit, then, I mean, by the time the exuberant move comes, you actually could rip to new highs. So I think it looks really good. Not something I would touch. I don't really know what it is, but the valuation definitely scares me a fair bit. Bought at 40 cents. What a Chad. Love to hear that for you, dude. That's sick. Literally buying the Pico bottom. Nice job, dude. Big ups to you. Anyway, I guess no more on Unibot. Great project. I'm thinking we're sending a lot higher. The buying profile is super good. 528 buys to 340 sales. Really nice stuff. Next up is Snail. Pretty good liquidity, around 8%. Not great, not terrible. You know, I'm not super sold on meme coins in general, but the people that got me into this, I have a lot of faith in. And they've told me there are some really big names working on this. So I'm simply trusting in them. And I think the narrative that they presented to me is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best narrative or anything, but I could definitely see this going on a killer like 10x run from here. And most importantly, every dip, really bad line, every dip we make a higher low. And we're continuing to make new highs as well. So I think it looks solid. No complaints. No complaints at all. Not my favorite project. It's a meme coin, so, you know, is what it is. But I like what they're doing. And I like that it's based off the new town that Elon Musk is building, because when he shills his new town, he's shilling my bags. Win-win. And liquidity's pretty good, you know? 200k buy only pushes it like 5 or 6%. Not bad. And Unibot, small percent, unfortunately. Running the free brag. Nice job, dude. What sort of liquidity is the kind of average ballpark figure? 25%. Are you saying, you know, what would I find ideal? Like liquidity to market cap ratio? 25% would be great. Like OXT's got 25%, and I really like that. So ideally, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a good balance. Too much liquidity is tough because then it takes a lot more money to push it up. But not enough liquidity, and then it, you know, a couple people panic sell and it nukes 50, 60%. So yeah, I would say 20 to 25% is a really good level. Like, I don't think OXT needs to add any more for now. If we get to 10 million and this is still like 1.5, they should probably boost it up. But for now, yeah, I think 20, 25% is a really good amount. Not the best sleep hygiene. Definitely not the best sleep hygiene, my guy. Not even close. But that's okay. I mean, this is my cycle. You know, first cycle, kind of whiffed it. Last cycle, made a ton of money, gave more back than I like, learned a lot of lessons. This is my cycle. So I'm going balls to the walls. If I lose a year of my life, that's fine. I'll only live to be 130 instead of 131. Like, not a big deal. So I'll sleep in 2025. And I'll go on vacations. You guys know this in Blockcircle. I go on vacation sometimes. You know, there'll be times where I'm catching up on my sleep and, you know, I'm straight right now. You know, tonight I'll probably sleep. I wanted to make sure that I was up for stream. I didn't want to risk napping before stream and sleeping through it because I feel like a complete chump when I miss stream. Unless I mean, if I have a real reason, I don't care. But if I'm missing stream because I'm sleeping, I feel like a chump. So that's why I just stayed up all night. Make sure I can stream, push through, you know, 5 or 6 more hours, get a good night's sleep, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. So nothing to worry about. But yeah, I'm beat. Anyways, moving on to Delphi. Is there anyone in chat that does not know about Delphi yet? I mean, is there anyone that does? I mean, I know Blockcircle guys know about it. But I've only recently started talking about it. If you're just following me on Twitter, you've probably not heard about it because it's only a Blockcircle trade right now. So keep that in mind, guys. Free alpha. For those of you that are not in Blockcircle, whether you can't afford it or whether you simply are choosing not to be in it, sometimes you're going to get some little sneak peeks on stream. So never miss the streams. But, and sometimes you're going to get stuff before I post about it, like Remit, right? I'm accumulating it. Barely. I mean, I've barely nibbled, and I don't think I'm really, like, I really want to enter down here, you know. But anyways, you know, the guys in Blockcircle don't even know this yet, and the reason is because I might never even make it a real trade. You know, it might just be something I don't really touch. But I got my eyes on it. Anyways, Delphi is doing some really cool stuff. Again, I got a link with the team through my buddy Chen's. And they're working on some really cool stuff. The first thing they're releasing is something I've honestly always wanted for DeFi. And let me see if I can... Nah, we won't pull it up. It's basically iMessage for Ethereum addresses and fully encrypted. So you see, this big whale is buying into this coin. You copy his address. You go to Delphi's app. And you can message him from your Ethereum address to his, fully encrypted. Only you two with your keys can read the messages. I think that is so sick. There's been tons of times I've wanted to reach out to wallets, but I just have no way of contacting them, right? What am I going to do? Post a comment on their Etherscan? I've thought about it. I really have. I've thought about that. And I think that is just such a cool idea. Where does the token come into play? I'm not sure yet. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be working on it. Like, clearly they care about token value. So I've been buying basically all in this range. My first few buys were back here. Most of my buys are somewhere in here. And I plan on holding this for a good while. Like, ideally not touching it until $10 million market cap. Maybe take out my initial around 5, but... liquidity's okay. It's not great. They recently added some more, so it's almost 10% lick market cap ratio. Not bad. Still double what OXO's is. But I think they're working on some cool stuff. I think people are really sleeping on this one. I've only seen maybe 3 accounts that are even talking about it yet. Crypto Benneth, Chins, Angry Trades, like that's about it. No one else is really looking at this one, so definitely worth the time. Definitely worth a nibble. If you don't have a little bag, get you a little bag. Smart Dex, not going to talk too much about this one. Again, I talked about it earlier a little bit. The chart looks fantastic. Pushed to new highs on massive volume. I like what they're doing a lot. I don't like this, but they do have the burn pair, which has 1 million liquidity. So together, 1.4 million liquidity for $34 million market cap. Not that bad. And liquidity for burn is 1.1 million. So all in all, liquidity is decent. I was able to get in a really big bag for not too much slippage back, around 4,500 or so. So pretty excited about this one. I think this one's going to have some big legs up here. Maybe a $250 million market cap, something like that. My buddy Capo thinks we can go to $1 billion on it, and I tend to believe him. But, we'll see. He said the same thing about Snail. I'm not so sure, but I tend to believe the guy, honestly. He's a smart guy. He's kicked ass every bull market, making multiple 100Xs. So Capo tells me they're going to $1 billion. They're going to $1 billion in my book. So I got big position in Snail and a pretty big position in SmartDex. Those are my Capo plays. Next up is Poof. So I'm genuinely shocked that Poof is not worth more right now because this is the only mixer I've really used lately. And it's really cool and pretty damn good. And I don't think they would really, like regulatory agencies would really count it as a mixer. They're not using some ZK Sync Tech or anything like that or whatever, ZK Snarks. They're simply, you swap, you put your coins, you send your coins to Poof, essentially. They send it to an exchange. They swap it for Monero, send that Monero to a different exchange, which breaks the link. You can't track the Monero. And then they send it from that exchange. They swap the Monero back to whatever coin you're in. And they send it to your new address, thus mixing it without really using a mixer. It's essentially just sending to exchanges and taking it out. But it does it all for you. I think that's pretty dope. Especially for people that don't have access to exchanges that have Monero. Or let alone multiple accounts on exchanges that have access to Monero. I think it's pretty sick. And as far as I know, Poof token gives you like commissions on those swap fees. So there's revenue share, liquidity. It's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. But I think it's a cool one. It's not my biggest bag, but it's one that I really like. So I definitely plan on bag holding this one hard. And if we get 10 cents or less, I'm going to add pretty hard again. You know, I might bring this up to 3% of the account. I really like this one. And then next up, my Arbitrum bags, you know, G&D still looks decent, looking a little bit toppy. I don't think I'm going to add to this one at all. I'm pretty happy with my size. Maybe one addition. If we get the low 400s, you know, this is the overarching trend right now. So as long as we maintain those higher lows, I think we'll continue. So maybe one more ad here. If we break that, I might just cut it. I'm not married to this one by any means. But I like what they're doing. They got a good amount of rewards working. 3 million liquidity for $8 million market cap. Plenty of interest. I think it's pretty cool, right? And then my next one is Tenderfi. Not as much interest. You can see only 13 transactions, 4K volume today. So not many people know about it yet. Also don't like that it's not fully diluted. But the rewards seem pretty decent. I believe it's real yield too. And they're kind of doing like a GMX thing. GMX is worth way more than this. So I could easily see this popping up to 10 million someday. I think it's going to take a bit. We might even retest the underside of $1 again. In which case, I'll be a buyer. But this is kind of a mid to long term bet for me, right? Like I'm not going to be puking this one. It's a zero or hero. I'm staking it. We'll see where it goes. You know, it's just extra Arbitrum exposure to me. Next Arbitrum bag, Genome DAO. So this is my only like decentralized science bet. It's very unique. I'm not completely sold on it yet. You know, it's like you can get paid for your DNA kind of thing, I think, or something like that. I don't know. It's not the like coolest project, but it's unique, right? If this kind of idea ever catches, they got a huge first mover advantage. So I was willing to put a little bit down on that just to see if it ever catches. I like to spread myself across a lot of narratives going into a new bull run. And it's Arbitrum exposure too. And they've got over 10% lick to market cap. So that's pretty nice too. Next up, Nerf. Really nice bottoming lately into 50 cents. I didn't get a chance to add until... Actually, I think we added the lows. Let me double check. Yeah, I bought some more. What date? On the 11th? I bought some more right before breakout. And I didn't start the breakout either. I mean, it was like 8 hours later that it started to move. So this is definitely not just because of me. I mean, this is clearly some interest in the project. And honestly, they've got some of the coolest AI tech out there. I'm not completely sold on the token value just yet. But at $1 million market cap, it's definitely one that I'm planning to hold for a while. Right, like I traded it around back here, made some small gains, sold a lot of it, kept the moon bag, and then I added back kind of big here, back to my original size, as we had retested the lows, and we're starting to get back above it. So I think the tech here is really, really cool, and it's you know, it's kind of unique. So I like this one, pretty cool stuff. Noise GPT, another one that's pretty unique. I haven't really seen anyone that's doing what they're doing. Maybe one or two other projects, but I don't know. I think they handle it really well. I've used the product to meme on my girlfriend a few times, and it works pretty well. You have Joe Rogan saying whatever you type. And for now, it doesn't really have much of a use case because it's free to do it. But if it ever catches on, you know, you're going to have Noise GPT to use longer messages and stuff like that. So, you know, you could use your Noise GPT to have Morgan Freeman read your entire novel as an audiobook, right? Like there's plenty of use cases for this. I like the dev. I mean, he offered to give me some coins for free. Turned him down and just aped it in the market because I was like, you know what, you're a cool guy. You're offering me some free coins. I like you. I'm going to turn it down and just buy it myself to support the project. And I think it's really a unique, special project. I'm happy to be exposed to this one. I did, accumulate in this range, and I'm pretty sure I am the top tick on this. Like that right there was me securing my initial. I sold like 10% just to be sure. But I don't know. It's already getting tempting to add it back. I mean, we almost completely retraced. I wasn't done accumulating either. It was just like, it was starting to get to the top of the range. And, I always have the struggle. Like, I'm not done accumulating. Do I want to share it and blow up the accumulation plan even more? Or do I want to not share it? It does a big run, and then no one else gets to profit on it with me. It's like, it's kind of a battle. Like, so I shared it. And I just accepted, maybe I just won't get as big of a bag as I want. Whatever. But here we are, pretty much back where I shared it at. I think I shared it at 1,200. I think it was this wick here. And I'm tempted to add back what I took off. I mean, really cool project. Not much more to say about it, but I like this one. I like this one quite a lot. Now, moving on to projects I don't like quite as much. Dia. Oh, Dia. In from the lows, rode it all the way up. Team started dumping their own tokens into support. Didn't like that. Brought it up to the devs. He kicked me out of the groups. Guy was kind of a prick. He made up. Whatever. I don't know. And then they launched like NFTs saying, oh, now you need NFTs to access this or that. Like, okay. I thought that was the point of the token. But now it's seeming like the token gets you access. So, I don't know. It's kind of a shit show. But I held all the way up and all the way down. I'm not selling it now. So I think, it's an AI coin. The name is based. I'll say that. Decentralized Intelligence Agency is a great name for a coin. And the tools they made are really good. I do really like the tools they made and the work they've done. So I'm not hating on that by any means. But it's really cool tech. Honestly, I think these guys are building something good. I just wish they'd get their shit together, honestly. All right, I'm going to go through these last three guys, and then I got to wrap it up. I've already gone almost 2 hours. I'm sure my girlfriend's getting a bit upset, but Maple. Maple. We had a good run on this one. Bought back here. Sold it on the way up. Missed the big top, but, made some good gains. Bought it back here. They had a big fiasco with FTX, but they've since sorted that out. Now they got new tokenomics coming, and I think it's prime for a big move. I think the team's a bunch of assholes. I don't really support them, but I think the chart's ready for a good move. The lows are around $4, and it's only $6 right now, so I got a nice little bag. Nothing too crazy, but it looks good, so I had to get some. Unsheath. Mentioned it a bit earlier. Does look good. We had a really good ride on this one. Got in here, rode it all the way up. Took profits into the highs, took profits a little bit lower than the highs, took some more off in here, and now we're just riding the moon bag. So it's tempting. I was going to buy it 20 cents. I said it on the way down. I ended up not. I kind of just forgot about it. There was other stuff going on, OXO and all that. But that would have been a good buy. If we can retest in the 20s somewhere, I think I'll add back. If not, I'll just ride the moon bag. Looks pretty good. Someone said to compare it to LBR. I mean, I don't know. 20 cents to $4 is not something I'm going to touch personally, but good liquidity ratio. Chart is clearly very good. I just think it's kind of already up only. There's not really an edge for me to enter. Like, it's not low enough that I can just comfortably buy and hold to zero. So, but I don't really want to stop out at some arbitrary level. So, not touching it, personally. And then Remit, yeah. Got a tiny bag. Really hoping I can ape down here somewhere. If not, I'll probably just be a misser, but, you know, I thought I'd mention it just in case. Am I aping OXAI? I haven't decided yet. I posted an address to use just in case they gave me a spot in the pre-sale, but I don't know. The whole OX blank narrative is kind of getting tiresome. Like, how many new guys are going to try and ride the next OX coin? Like, it's just getting old, man. I got OXO. I got OXE. I got OXT. There was OX Shield. There's OX Block. OX Blockchain. There's OX Meme. Like, now there's OX AI. I don't know. I'm just kind of over it. I'll probably ape if I can get a pre-sale spot, but I'm not expecting much from it at all, honestly. I don't even know what it is. I just know it's got OX in the name, and I think that's all they care about. But, anyways, guys, I really do have to wrap it up there. I know we could keep talking about shitcoins for a while, but if you guys have further questions, you're going to have to hit me up in Blockcircle. I'm just getting a bit too busy to respond to every message all the time, but if you're in Blockcircle, I'll make the extra effort to make sure I get back to you. Another shout out to God. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be able to be here. I mean, I have a blast doing these streams. I love being able to share all this information with you guys, and you know, for you guys to be able to share with me and have this time together. It's a lot of fun. I feel like it's very educational. I mean, we get the best people in these streams. Like, everyone in here is awesome. I really love and appreciate you guys. And I couldn't do this without the grace of God. So big ups to you. Amen. Thank you so much. And thanks to all you guys for being here. I mean, it really means the world to me. A lot of times I go in a stream like, oh my God, I got to stream today. And then all of a sudden I'm 2 hours in a stream and I'm like, holy shit, I got to wrap this up. Like, but I really could just go for hours talking about this stuff. I mean, it's just so much fun. But, anyways, I really appreciate your guys' commentary. Like, that also keeps the stream lively. I mean, I scroll through, there's, 100 plus comments easily. Like, it just makes stream all the better to have that. So, one last thanks. Thank you so much. Blockcircle team, Block team, I will see you guys in the chat. Twitter guys, I'm always on Twitter, but we got to get you on the Block team. That's where the real money's at. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next week, 3 p.m. I'll catch you guys in the DMs, all that good stuff. I hope you have a wonderful start to your week. Trade safe, be smart, call your parents, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.